Yo! Welcome back to the Lost and Talks podcast, episode 58.
Yeah.
We are back here in the basement, sipping on some Molson Canadian. Right from home.
Yeah, man. It's brewed up the street.
Yep,
Kind of.
Sprued up the street, sipping on the Canadians. Can't go wrong with a good old Canadian, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How Amanda doing? You guys blessed? Yeah?
Doing good. You know, middle of the week as always.
Yep.
It's interesting time right now. For us.
Yep.
For Americans.
For everybody.
A lot of waiting to figure out what's going on. We're flying out tomorrow, which it would be. We would already be back by the time you listen to this. So future me will let you know how it goes, but
hopefully we can make it back.
Hopefully.
There's a lot of things that need to happen.
Yeah.
Getting there and coming back, but hopefully everything goes well.
I think there's
with
like
the country and with the
country
and with the trip,
and the flight.
There's a lot of tension right now in the States. It's election week. It's election day, second day of the election, because it's weird. Normally election's a day, but this seems like election week.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it's going to take at least 3 days to figure out who's president.
Yeah, they've been saying they don't know yet, just because they have to do all the mail-in ballots and shit like that.
Yeah, there's a couple states that are just really slow.
And every state apparently has their own. They had their own way of reporting the votes too. So it's like some of them counted the mail-in early. Some of them counted the early votes first and reported it. Some states weren't reporting right away or something.
So Pennsylvania, as of now when we're talking, it's Pennsylvania, Nevada, and Georgia. And maybe Alaska. Alaska doesn't, forget about Alaska, but I think the law in Pennsylvania, it's they can't start counting the ballots until midnight after the election day.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's the law in Pennsylvania, and it's always been like that. So they've always been the state to be really slow. So if that state is like a really close between the two candidates, then it's always going to be like last.
That was the state that kind of gave Trump the win last time, right?
Yeah, it was always like Pennsylvania, Michigan,
Ohio,
Ohio.
It's those states.
Yeah, it's always those states that are always kind of the battleground states, which is interesting. It's a really partisan area in America. It seems. Yeah, they seem to flip a lot.
I think when the Democrats won before, like Bush and stuff, they had that whole kind of northern area of Pennsylvania and Ohio and stuff. They call it like the northern. Whatever, some shit like that. So it's like right now it's like it's half red and half blue, but usually when it's a Democratic government, it's like all of that is blue.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, so they're lagging behind. Obviously, when you're listening to this, you're going to know who's president, but...
Maybe not, because apparently they keep saying, too, it might take months with the recount and shit.
I can't believe... Actually confirm, that's true. That's true.
But that happened last time, too, where...
They're going to ask for a recount.
They had a recount, and...
They're going to.
Yeah.
If it's not a blowout, there's going to be a recount.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it was so close.
And it's looking like a lot of states already are just too close where they're going to have to do a recount.
Yeah, man. Like, we're talking... less than 100,000 votes.
Because I think, like, as of right now, they're giving Biden Michigan, but, like, I don't know if that's even...
We don't even know. Yeah. Like, we don't know. It's really close. Like, again, it's, like, less than 100,000 votes. I believe Trump, when he was against Hillary, he won by basically, like, 80,000 votes.
Yeah.
Right? Which is crazy. It's crazy.
Who do we think is going to win?
Right now, I'm saying Biden. And you know what? Halfway through, and it was too hard to call, but halfway through election night, I was saying, oh, shit, it might be Trump, man. Because Trump was getting big numbers early.
Yeah.
And he was looking projected to do better than he even did in 2016.
Yeah.
But then with the whole mail-in ballot thing coming in, now I'm second-guessing that. And I think Biden has a better chance right now as we're talking.
Yeah.
So, because as long as he gets Nevada... and he already has Michigan potentially, then he's good.
Yeah.
He's basically like Trump could get Georgia, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina, and it doesn't even matter because he's still not at 270.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Again, you
already know.
And you're like, okay,
yeah.
But
these guys will be possibly in
the battlefield,
in midair, on top of on top of the
looking
world,
down at a fiery
burning,
America, a burnt down, ashy America,
with a blessed camera to take it all.
We'll take that in.
We're landing in basically Baltimore, DC tomorrow. probably around the time they'll announce who's the winner.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Should be very interesting.
You know?
As Canadians, we honestly have no say in anything that's really going on. But what's the plan? What's the game plan? So let's say Biden wins.
Right.
What's the game plan?
I'm avoiding DC.
No, man. I mean, like, what happens next? Like, okay, cool. Biden wins.
For us?
I mean, for America. Like, what should they do after Biden wins? In my mind,
That's a good question, man.
in my mind, Biden wins. We give him 4 years. Let's get
Now,
somebody
remember,
else.
Trump is still president for another 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can do a lot of damage in
that
the
4
next
months.
4 months. He could go crazy, start firing his cabinet or whatever, start firing people. He could like pass a bunch of crazy laws and say fuck you and then leave.
Yeah.
Like he could literally do that in the next 4 months
Mm-hmm.
and then just cause more problems for Biden when he enters, right? So we'll see. We'll see how Trump. I'm more curious about how Trump handles a loss.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really curious about because, to be honest, he seems like he's going to be a sore loser if he wins. Just
Yeah,
by
did
nature.
you see that statement? It was either a statement or a tweet he put out. He was like, "Where are all these votes coming from?" And it was they're all for Biden and shit like that.
Yeah,
but it's because they're all mail-ins, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
They didn't
to
think
see.
about the mail-ins, maybe.
Yeah, I guess not.
I think
Yeah.
the average Democrat is mailing them in. 'cause
Well,
they had that option.
apparently, 70% of the mail-in votes are Democrat. So,
Yeah.
like, it's gonna, if those are the ones that aren't being counted, it's gonna.
And it
be
sucks
in
that those are
Biden's
the
favor.
last. Well, it doesn't suck, but
Yeah.
fortunately, those are going to be the last 10% of like the votes they count.
Yeah.
And it just blows up Biden's numbers at the end. Mm-hmm. And it's basically like, oh shit, and then you lose the state.
So
if you're
are we seeing Kanye 2024? Or
Like,
The Rock?
I love I love Kanye as a musician and shit, and I think he has a lot of great ideas. I think he has a lot of great thoughts. I don't think he's the best communicator at times. I think his communication skills lacks. Sometimes he says things that are.
And I think his
too woke.
mental and emotional state might not be the best for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's be real. Has any president's mental,
No,
other than
no.
like maybe Barack, who's been like he was pretty
definitely
chill
not.
and cool.
But I mean, in terms of
That's
like his consistency,
I get
know,
you,
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I'm not saying Trump is a better fit
No,
than
yeah.
Kanye, but Trump.
And John F.
Trump might
Kennedy was on
actually be
meth. And,
yeah.
What'd you
And
say?
fucking Bill
JFK
Clinton was
on
fucking
meth.
bitches.
Yeah, Bill Clinton was.
Yeah.
He was a sex addict.
Epstein and yeah,
And rolling with Epstein, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because like, did you listen to Kanye's interview on Joe Rogan?
No, I haven't listened to it.
So I
yet.
actually listened to it, and I mean, he didn't really say anything great. I mean, he talked about God a lot, and he said a bunch of things he's kind of said before. So, but he didn't really. It's funny, like he's running for president, and he didn't even really talk about being president at all. Like he didn't really talk about policies or anything like that. Joe Rogan just let him talk.
Yeah,
That's
I feel-
kind of what you do with Kanye. You just let him talk.
Oh yeah, did
Yeah.
he get to build the set and all that? Did it like look extra cool, or was it just fucking regular? Remember he said he wanted to like design.
No, it's regular.
Oh,
Nothing
whack.
changed. Yeah.
Whack.
Oh, he said he was gonna redesign the fucking.
Yeah, I swear he said he got approval from Joe Rogan to
To redesign,
redesign the
because
set
that-
for their interview.
Because it looks like shit, or
No, not because it looks like shit. He's like,
Kanye
I want to
wants-
like have a look. You know what I mean?
No, it looked the same. I think.
Oh, okay,
It looked
okay,
the same.
okay.
No,
I haven't
don't-
seen it
I
yet,
don't
so I'll
know
check it
what
out
that.
soon.
It was a really long interview. It was like 3 hours. A lot of talking from Kanye. It's interesting, but I don't think he really said anything that great.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's a lot of God and finding his way and whatever.
Life.
I mean, yeah.
I
It's
feel
kind
you.
of it's one of those things where you're listening to him talk and you're like, okay, but it's like, what is he really saying right now? Like, you know, is he really saying anything right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, nothing really.
Yeah,
honestly.
he's just putting words together, kind of. So
Yeah, I'll examine that later.
yeah,
I'll examine that interview.
it was good
soon.
though. It was good.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do over
I
there.
don't know.
bro.
I don't know.
don't
No
know.
one knows really.
don't
No
know
one
what
knows
they're
when if Biden is elected. I mean,
I'm only giving Biden 4 years in my mind. That's all I would give him.
because he's-
If I was
only
American,
because
I'd
he's
give him 4
old.
years.
That's only because he's pretty.
He'll
old.
probably die in this time. Hopefully, I'm not jinxing
knock on
that,
wood,
but-
whatever. Like he's pretty old. I mean, if he did 2 terms, he'd be 85.
Yeah, he's dead.
You know, the plan allegedly is to get Kamala in the second term or something like that. That's what a lot of Democrats are thinking. I don't know. But I mean, how much Biden will get done in 4 years? I mean, realistically, not much. I mean, he might try to pass a couple laws and fix the whole healthcare is one of the main things I hope he works on and get something done with that, even though I'm not American. But, you know, that's something to see improve.
And that's one thing we got to touch on again. And I've said this before. I hate that I hate that America's fucking in the fucking spotlight so much. I mean, I'm not even there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just
Yesterday,
the way it
last night, my girl's crying to me. She's like, I don't know why Trump is winning. And I'm like, you're not over there. I understand. We're neighbors or right there. We will be affected by this a little bit in some type of way.
Yeah.
But it's nothing for you to stress about.
Yeah, I had that same thought because, like, in the CTV, they're like, CTV News this morning, special U.S. election coverage.
will
I'm like,
it
bro,
affect
it's
us?
Canadian television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we can talk about it a little bit, but you're going to spend your whole morning talking about
bro.
Like, yeah, we're going to be talking about it.
If we're going to do this, like, I'd rather us be consistent. Can I know what's going on all over the world then with all of their elections and what's going on with their politics?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, is it just because, we're so closely, like, yeah, the U.S. is the most culturally influential thing in the world, country
Because
in the
they're
world.
fucking assholes.
But is it like, are we so, do we know so much more about them because we're like close to them? Like if we were on the other side of the world, and I was like thinking, like when China becomes the superpower.
That's good, yeah. Because
like,
at least we'll have a spot with them to be like, oh yeah, Lawson talks new from time. They're cool.
Yeah, like exactly.
China.
Yeah, shout out AliExpress.
I love China.
I love AliExpress, bro.
Losing our jobs to China.
But when China becomes a superpower and we're here and they become like the most, their elections are getting coverage all over the world. Like, will we care as much?
Exactly. I'm wondering.
Probably not, right? Because we're like, okay, they're so far from us. You know?
Yeah.
But I just don't like that. I don't like that we as Canadians, and even I don't know about the rest of the world, but it seems like other parts of the world get to focus so much on American politics and what's going on in America, whether that even just be their celebrities as well.
There's a level of entertainment to the politics.
Yeah, that's just a movie.
Where and comedians know it, and they write jokes and specials on politics so much. There's enough to talk about, and there's enough to joke about with it.
Yeah.
And then Trump makes it easier and to complain about things and on the other side and.
Well, these political parties and these campaigns, they know that when they say shit that it'll exist on Twitter and it'll exist in the world. Like, so they're not that I would say that Trump and his team is picking his words carefully, but they know what kind of responses that they're going to be eliciting from what they're saying, right? So it's like they're not that they're controlling it, but they're prodding it, like they're enabling it because they're giving us the content. Basically, they're giving us what we want because they know that all they need to do is get them to say wild shit and Twitter will blow it up.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck them. Fuck them all, man. Again, I just don't like to focus on America and what's always going on in America.
Yeah.
It's just
it just gives them power. Like they love that shit.
I don't like turning on the news here at my home to find out what's going on in the city, and we're talking about the election.
Yeah,
like I'm pretty sure I probably spent more time watching this election than maybe the last federal election here.
I know
for sure.
I know more about American politics than I know about politics here.
Yeah.
In some ways, yes.
I think the Canadian election,
true.
when I just turn it on for like 3 seconds and see what the numbers are at.
There's so much.
Whereas the US one, I'll like leave it on for a while.
They shove it down our throat.
Yeah.
Canadian media, American media, all the politicians that you may watch, Twitter, is all shoving all that info down your throat.
Yeah.
And it's like the election is like there's first of all such a big lead up to the election. Like we're talking, they start campaigning 2 years ago. 2 years of campaigning up till today, pretty much or yesterday, I should say, which has been a week. To figure out who's president.
Millions of dollars.
Here, it's like our campaign here is like a few months.
Yeah.
It's like they start campaigning like 6
take that
months
in.
before.
They pay that money that all these corporations donate to the campaigns are just to like fund them traveling around the country all the time to say their shit. Like it's wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like they're basically getting funding. It's like a TV show, right? Like you're getting money to like put on this show.
Literally is.
It's like you're doing a tour. That's what they're doing. Like
Yeah, it's just a fucking tour.
it's a tour. Yeah, like there's fucking he said, yo, can I change the thing to make America great again or something so that we can sell more merch?
Like again.
Yeah, he's like because he wants to sell more merch.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He made a lot of money on those hats.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah.
You got to think about how many hats he sold.
I will say that's one of the next to the whole Nazi movement. That's one of the greatest movements in history.
I wouldn't be surprised if he sold like 500,000 hats.
Not even. I would say more.
Yeah, at least. Like
Yeah,
he probably.
I mean,
sold
if half the country is racist, I would say.
I mean, we got 7 million Trump voters. 70 million Trump voters. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I'm not gonna say 70 million people are racist, but Because
yeah, so yeah, some of them are voting Republican. Sure,
I mean, some are just Republican.
But I'm sure there's
since
70
birth.
million racists on the planet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're definitely.
Oh, in America, I was gonna say yeah.
Chill.
There are Democratic racists too. Like,
yeah, I would say there are other racists.
Yeah, a lot.
You can't say that.
There's a lot of racists.
Yeah, there's definitely Democratic immigrants. Sorry,
there are immigrant racists. There are Democratic immigrant racists. Yeah.
Democratic ignorant people.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. We'll toss this out there. You could, as well. This is gonna be crazy coming from a black man to say this, but you know, a lot of people are racist in all races.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In all races, we just pick on the white folks because like they affected us all
exactly
and the world.
Yeah, and that's.
But you know what I mean? There's fucking Chinese people that hate black people. There's fucking black people that hate Indians, and you know what I mean? It's all over the place.
I mean, there's a Muslim genocide going on in China right now.
Exactly, there's a Muslim genocide going on in China that nobody's talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that's a big
shit like
problem.
that, and there's that whole. You know what? We don't need to get into all that, but yeah, there's a lot of shit going on all over the world. So there's definitely a lot of racists. And that's just the world that we live in, sadly.
But yeah, I imagine that probably like at least 50 to 100 million MAGA hats were sold.
Yeah, man.
We should look up the
worldwide,
numbers.
maybe.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure other people in other countries bore them.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure there's Canadians. There was Canadians have bought them. I'm sure there's like
in Korea, I believe it was. There was I was on Twitter yesterday. In Korea, there was a rally for anybody that supported Trump.
Oh yeah,
and they were like doing little stuff.
The fact that you could even find,
enough of them had hats, bro.
Can't believe there's Trump influence in Korea.
I showed you the guy from India,
insane.
right? Who
the shrine?
He worshipped. He died recently.
He died.
Actually,
oh really?
From COVID. Yeah. I didn't want to. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And the article said
he
he died without knowing if Trump even knew he existed. Yeah.
That's sad.
Which is
was that like his goal to like?
Yeah.
Basically,
Trump, I don't know if he wanted to meet him, but he built a fucking statue.
I'm sure he wanted a statue
from
some love. You know what I mean?
So. As on the topic of Trump, there's been a bunch of weird shit going on between Trump and several rappers.
Yeah,
and I don't know what's going on. So Kanye was the first one.
Yeah,
let's get into it real quick.
Real quick.
Little pimp.
Little pimp.
So we got.
He dropped down the stairs or some shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah, bro.
He dropped down the stairs.
Yo, if you watch the whole clip,
did he fall?
Bro, I'll pull it up. Keep talking. I'll pull it up.
He fell down the stairs, dude?
I'll pull it up.
Was the stairs too big? So, yeah, I was going to say, okay, we'll get into after. The little Pump thing, very random, very weird. You have Trump and Lil Pump, or Trump called him Lil Pimp.
Yeah, little
I
Pimp.
I don't know if Trump just like... I feel like Trump does these things on purpose. Like, he'll just say someone's name wrong just to be like, I don't know.
Just as a power move.
Just to be like, I don't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe. Or, yeah, he's just old and stupid. Like, he's just like, whatever.
Like, they're both equally, like, reasonable. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Like Little Pimp. And then he's like, goes up, what's up, guys?
Like, this man was in, wasn't he in, like, Michigan, and he was saying, like, he thought he was in Minnesota or something? You remember seeing that, too?
Yeah. Who? Trump?
Trump, yeah. Trump? He was, like, doing a rally in Michigan.
He forgot what state he was in?
Yeah, he forgot which state. Yeah.
He's old, too, man.
Yeah.
Like,
so
Biden has those moments,
I think,
too.
they're only, like, a couple years apart.
They're, like, 3 years apart.
Yeah.
They got old guy moments, both of them. Biden will be talking, and it looks like he literally forgot his point. And then he's like,
That's what we were saying too. Like, like Bernie was like the oldest. Like he's 79.
But he seems so alive.
But yeah, he was like the most
energetic.
Has the most energy of all.
Yeah, exactly.
So passionate.
Yeah,
so passionate. I mean, Biden's passionate too.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know. For as old as Bernie was, he just seemed like this guy has a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I don't know, is he on coke or something? But
he's just angry.
Yeah. He's just cheese, man. Because he's been fighting for his whole life for what he wants to do, and
it's not working.
And he's been losing, basically.
I feel like Bernie sometimes.
Yeah, like it sucks.
Hold on, sorry, anybody that's not able to see this, but
just look it up.
I'm trying to see.
Watch this.
Hold up. So we're
watching Donald Trump.
Did he fall? He's like, oh shit. Dude, honestly,
people say he like stumbled down the stairs and shit.
I don't.
That's crazy.
Like Trump, there's like almost like a comedy routine to Trump's rallies.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because he just goes up there and makes jokes and just like dances.
Yeah.
And just fucking says, "Make America Great Again." He does those dances, bro.
Somebody on Twitter was like, "That's what I look like when I jerk off two dudes."
That shit's pinned on his. That shit's pinned on his Twitter, bro.
Oh, man.
Just him dancing to like some old rock song. He's just like, yeah, this is so
horrible,
so cringy. But yeah, the Lil Pump thing. I mean, Lil Pump's just doing that shit for
clout.
for clout, because like
his career
that's
is
a
over.
low. That's a really he's hit a low blow when he's doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like randomly, like Trump 2020. Like, are you?
He's
serious,
just trying to
man?
hold on to as much Gucci gang money as he can.
That's
like,
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But like, there's no coming back from that.
No,
Like, I don't think people are gonna forget that.
Yeah, no, people aren't. I don't fuck with Lil Pump. I haven't.
There's
fucked
no
him
way.
For a while. I was cool with him, but now seeing that, I'm just like,
That's crazy. Because like,
you're just bored.
You're not really like a Trump supporter.
Like, he doesn't know shit about politics.
He might have said "fuck Trump" in the past. If
He's
you
just worried
look
about his
through
taxes.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
what
He probably did.
He's just thinking about his taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what he's thinking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's like his people even telling him, like the people that he pays, they're telling him like, yo, you gotta do this because we're not gonna get
I mean,
paid.
he picked up a bunch of Trump supporting fans.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of people randomly like, I love Lil Pump. Like, dude, like you didn't even know who he was like a week ago. Because they'll just jump on anything. So, anyways, that's one rapper. Now you had the Lil Wayne thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
And
Lil
Wayne.
I think Ice Cube was first, and then and
Ice Cube. Well, Ice Cube just wanted to have a conversation with Trump.
I think
something.
he's expressed his support to him too.
Was it support?
I think so. I don't know. I
Interesting.
can't remember.
Very
I wasn't too sure about the
interesting.
Ice Cube one.
Yeah,
Ice
I didn't
Cube
look
thing-
in. I know. Lil Wayne was like,
Supporting him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
came
sucks.
out
Lil
with it,
Wayne's
too.
kind of canceled.
Yeah, that was rough, but
But realistically, we haven't really fucked with Lil
Exactly,
Wayne since the
yeah.
Carter 3.
yeah,
I don't-
Yeah,
like, why do we think Lil Wayne's doing this? Is he a closet Republican?
Lil Wayne is he's in his own world. You know what I mean? He's in his own little space. He doesn't know
There's
anything.
tons of interviews of him expressing kind of like racism not existing because his argument is like, look, I'm black, I'm rich.
Yeah, but it's
You know what I
and
mean?
that's what I'm saying.
But like you're like
he's
you're
been-
like the
he's
one.
been-
You're like the 0.1%, bro.
He's
Like,
been rich for however long, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's been in
Yeah.
the spotlight for however long.
Yeah.
So he's just his mind is
even
clouded.
if he wasn't rich, he's been
Yeah.
taken care of by Birdman since he was
Yeah.
like 12 or whatever. Like,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. He's
So-
kind of
Getting
he's just he lives in a bubble. Yeah,
he's,
like-
Yeah.
he's,
Getting
he's a
fucked.
privileged person. Like he's a privileged person. You know what I mean?
he's privileged. Yeah,
more
so he's been
privileged than
fine.
a lot of other people.
Exactly.
You know,
But it's all good. We don't fuck with Lil Wayne anyways. We haven't fucked with him for years.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Still a legend.
Whatever.
I think he's still a legend.
He is a legend.
Yeah.
I think he's still a legend. Like,
But we
just
don't
like
need to
how
address him
just
by
like how-
that anymore.
Just like how,
There are legends that you don't need to call them legends.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you guys are
know?
canceling Wayne.
like think about it. Think about it. If, for example, all the shit that happened with Michael Jackson was real,
Yeah.
still a legend.
Still a legend.
Yeah.
Pedophile, but a legend.
Yeah. Because he fucked the game up.
Yeah.
With some little boys, but
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fair.
he did his thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's but that's two different levels.
That's a great
though.
point too, because like I don't really talk.
People don't
bring
talk
up,
about
I don't bring up
Michael
Jackson. Yeah.
because we all love Michael Jackson, bro. We're not ready to have that conversation
No.
yet. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Michael
Lil Wayne's
Jackson-
not there, but
Yeah,
like
exactly. But it's just you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
the Mike-
we can cancel Bill Cosby for sure.
I was gonna
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna bring him up too, like piece of shit, but
He's kind of a legend.
He's a legend
He's
in-
done a lot for the black community,
comedy.
of
course,
and
yeah.
comedy.
black comedy, he's a legend.
Yeah,
But sorry,
yeah.
you're gonna
Dave Dave Chappelle, and I can't remember which stand-up where he said like
Yeah.
how his show he had a psychologist to make sure that there were no bad black representations on his show or whatever.
Oh,
Like,
yes,
how he
yes.
did so much
Yeah.
for like black representation
Yeah.
on television and shit with the show. Like yeah, that was all valid. It's just we don't really need to talk about that.
Yeah, he did a lot.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
He did a lot for the community. It's just too bad that
I just like Wayne. I don't know why he knows the backlash he's gonna get from that. I don't.
he.
think
That's what I'm saying.
he just doesn't care.
He doesn't.
He doesn't care. I mean, I always got hints that he was like a closet Republican because
I
he's
think that's
never
the problem, too.
supported.
Like, these
Democrats,
guys are so
really.
insulated that they don't even like. Yes, they could see a bunch of people talking shit to them on Twitter, but nobody is able to reach them. Like nobody can come up to them and be like, "Yo, what you're saying is wrong." So
Exactly.
they can just turn off their phone or just like they probably don't even look at Twitter themselves, you know, and they don't.
probably
They
not.
can just live in
Especially
their
him.
own.
Wayne
You
doesn't-
can live in your own world. Like,
Especially
He
someone
doesn't
like
know
him.
anybody that's rapping right now.
Yeah.
He just gets verses and he's like, I'll just do the verse.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's how Lil Wayne lives.
If he supports Trump, he should have just shut his mouth and just been a closet Republican.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, man. You know, but
Because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of closet Republicans. Man.
Yeah.
Because they're.
but I'm sure they get
almost,
something
like,
out
ashamed.
of an endorsement, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or like there's at least some kind of there has to be some kind like I don't know, like to just openly support Trump with no, you know, like when you support a Democrat, it's like you're usually talking about the social rights and stuff. So like when you just openly give your support, especially as a celebrity, and it's not for something, that ends up, equating to money, like that's not how it works,
Yeah.
And especially in celebrity culture in America.
Yeah. I mean, when
Like everybody's getting paid for something.
like, let's be real. Like, I guess when you're in Wayne's tax bracket,
Yeah.
Trump's technically on that side of things is actually helping you if you're voting for him.
Yeah. And
So
again,
maybe that's why he
Dave
cares.
Chappelle had a great line when he's like, he doesn't understand when poor white people say like Trump's fighting for me. He's like, you dumb motherfuckers. Like he's
fighting for me.
Yeah.
Dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fighting for me. Who's wealthy. Yeah.
Did you guys see that one where people are like, "Yo, don't worry about any of the tax plans and shit like that if your ceiling looks like this." Like, if you have those crumbs on your ceiling, then you don't have to worry about that shit. You know what I mean? Like that's not anything in your tax bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's about race with both sides, but it's definitely about like class and
Classism,
wealth,
yeah.
wealth more than anything else. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see. Anyways, enough about America and all their problems.
Yeah.
What do I have here? Oh yeah, we could do a quick little talk on the grant talks that mans were doing last night.
Yeah.
How it went, quick, and how was that, Kevin?
That was a good experience. I did a little talk about artist bios with Scarborough Arts. With Wave, we just sat in the basement, got to do a little virtual talk. I think like 10, 15 people hopped on.
Sick.
Cool.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
And you have another one Friday?
Friday, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what are you guys talking about then?
We're gonna be talking about like the project description part of grants. Like what we tried to do was break it down so you can apply this knowledge to grants, because like we said, in the grant application you're going to be asked for basically a bio and what your project is about, but you can apply that to press kits or treatments or anything that you're sending out. You're going to be asked for what you do and what you're doing with this project. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you guys recording those?
yeah,
Cool.
we're recording
Yeah.
those.
Dope.
Yeah, good. So then, at least mans will be able to look back on that for the future then, for sure.
Yeah. Or you can upload it somewhere, whatever you want to do with it.
Exactly.
That's cool. Was there any pointers that you brought up? Maybe we didn't bring up on the last pod, or I don't remember what pod we talked about bios. A
It was
little.
last one. It was the last one, yeah.
Was there any extra points that you brought up that maybe you want to talk about now?
I can't even remember what I said last week, but
Yeah. It's okay.
yeah.
Cool. If anything you think about, I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toronto Uprising playlist just got updated. Yesterday, 2 days ago.
Basically 2 days ago.
2 days
It was,
ago, kind of.
announced today,
Yeah.
but it was out 2 days ago.
Yeah, so we just updated that again, basic usual shit as I usually say. DM, email, submit your tracks if you want. Nice diverse playlist. We got some Savannah Ray on there. We got Kevin A on there. We got, who else we got on there? Bizloke. Who else?
Kulala, is that how you say it?
Lucala.
Lucala, there you go.
Lucala we got on there. We got some Looney on there. We got some Nina Rosa. Jeez. And then
If you're an OG fan of the pod, you remember him.
Yeah.
He was there on like episode like 5 or something.
Some
I don't
shit
remember
like
that.
that.
Like one of the top early ones.
one of the earlier episodes. And yeah, so a bunch of artists on there. So check it out, like it, follow it, do whatever you got to do with it. And we still got to figure out this whole playlist thing. Like, what are we gonna do?
We can't talk about it on the podcast.
What are we gonna do for the future? Because the playlist game is gonna die.
Like how we marketing the playlist and transitioning it to not a playlist?
to something
It
else.
still has to be a playlist.
Because the playlist game, I'm telling you,
Well,
man.
where is it
I'm
gonna-
doing all this research.
But where's it gonna live?
I don't know, bro.
There's no other streaming service.
We gotta start the Lost in Streams.
They got the monopoly. It's becoming it's becoming like anything. Two companies.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's always like that.
Yeah.
It's like 1-2 companies. It always ends up being like that.
I'm just trying to and I don't mind talking about this shit because I'm just like there are people that are listening, and this is just part of it. You have to think about the future, as well, because this whole playlist shit is. I'm seeing it die slowly.
So what do we need? We need a place where the music can live. So you need to be
Yes.
able to listen to it. You also, but how would it be distributed?
And how does it? And also, how do artists gain
Yeah.
from it? You know what I mean? I don't know.
So why do you think the playlist game is dying again? You had a point and I forgot.
Oh, the playlist game is dying just because of
TikTok.
Okay, that was one.
Also just other industry bullshit like Spotify. I found out even today Spotify
Like not paying a lot, or
yeah, they're definitely not paying a lot, and they just passed this new thingy this new feature on Spotify that is going to be rolling out soon for basically anybody. So it's going to be artists at like our level all the way to people like Drake and with the labels. So you're basically be able to, if you take away some of your sales, the money that you would make from streaming, and you give it to Spotify, they will then just put your stuff, like force feed your music to people. So therefore,
it's basically paying for placement. Again,
you're paying for placement.
Yeah.
And the people that are going to be able to afford this are most likely going to be the people that have labels or are already established, while smaller artists are not going to be able to do this, or they'll be able to do it but not take as much advantage. Because for one, they're not going to be making that as much money anymore, and it's going to be obviously who you're going to pick. You're going to pick Timmy from down the street or Drizzy, you know what I mean? Who's gonna come up next on someone's playlist?
That's
or
the problem.
Recommended.
Every new thing that they've implemented to say like, hey, because I think like a couple of years ago they said anybody can submit to their curated playlists. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't even look it up because I'm like, even if it's just like whatever they give an email, like they're not gonna look at just randos people's music.
Yeah,
like
every platform. If you notice, almost every platform ends up like this.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
It starts out, and Instagram started out like this, and even TikTok started out like this.
Where it's first the people who are controlling the
regular, everyday content creators are the ones that are growing, and you got the engagement and everything.
And then the companies buy those people, and then they make them the elite of the elite tastemakers or whatever, and then they control, and then it just becomes that they control it again.
Yeah, exactly. Basically,
happened with YouTube, happened with SoundCloud, Spotify. It's
yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the future of this whole thing is.
Yeah,
because the playlist is not gonna last for long, realistically.
Like unless you are signed to a label, then playlists and Spotify's useless. Were we going back to SoundCloud?
Kinda, yeah. Kinda.
Do we go back to SoundCloud? Because it still kind of favors the independent artists.
It does kind of favor the independent artists, but
I know people
the
like
pay
Bandcamp.
is not good though.
Bandcamp. Oh.
Bandcamp? I know Bandcamp, but that's slept on.
And Bandcamp has those like every Friday. I think they have like one Friday a month where they waive their commission, so all the money goes directly to the artist.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bandcamp is one of those platforms that is definitely slept on and underrated. Because there's mans like Ross Fresco that are flourishing off of that shit. Ross Fresco doesn't release his projects onto digital streaming services until like months after he's had it on Bandcamp, and he's collected a bunch of money off of Bandcamp already. You know what I mean? So, and I wonder what the power is more in that. And it's obviously about ownership, obviously, which is great. But hold on, I had a note here, Bandcamp and others, like the importance of ownership and fans spending where they're spending their money.
Yeah.
Because you can get your subscription service to Spotify, your $10 or whatever, and you get access to all the music in the world. But would you prefer to use that $10 instead and buy a project from the Mandem? You know what I mean?
Imagine it like you're spending $120 a year. You could buy 10 albums from Mandem, and you know that those $10 are going to
them
directly into the artist's pocket. Yeah. Whereas this $10 that you spend on unlimited music, none of that is going to the artist, or like point beyond 0.6 cents or something.
0.6 cents of that is actually going to the artist, and the rest of that just goes to Spotify for them to hire Joe Rogan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and give him 100 million. Which exactly. I mean, shout out, but like
I can't hate on that.
I love Joe Rogan, but the budget was definitely cut for a lot of other people when that contract came up.
Exactly, you know what I mean? But
and it's likely to grow too.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, do artists and other places like maybe us? Do we focus more on a place like Bandcamp? I don't know what we would do at Bandcamp yet, but. Do other artists focus more on Bandcamp and focus more on building a fan base there, rather than on Spotify? Because that's how I feel when we make the playlist. I feel like I'm exposing a few people to your music, but I don't feel like I'm doing the best that I could be doing, and I don't even feel like this is the best route as well.
It's just like
this is what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Human behavior is so hard to change because it's so hard to convince someone to go on a platform that they've never used before and start using it like a lot. You know, it can be done. Don't get me wrong. You know, like think of Tidal, for example. Like Tidal came out and a lot of people signed up, right? But they're a huge company, Jay-Z, yada, 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 right? But it's hard to change human behavior, and we need to figure out a way to pivot people over to maybe a platform or something that they don't use as much, or something brand new that we create, and that's gonna be the tricky part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Because people like our Spotify is just like, you know, right there, ready to go. All your favorite
That's
music
what I'm saying.
is right there.
I get it. I get it. It's easy access. You already
or
have
if it kind of needs to be a thing where it's like, you know, we need to have different services for different things. It's like if you want to support more indie artists, there should be a place just for that. You know, like we shouldn't be trying to put all the artists together in one place and then make sure that all of them eat, because ultimately it's only going to be the ones at the top making the most money, who are making the most money for that company that are going to get the rewards, right? It's like maybe it just needs to shift like that. Like I think that's why Bandcamp works for like independent artists. But the thing with Bandcamp is like I haven't used it too much, but like the algorithms and like searching for new music, I don't know if I think they have like a trending page and stuff, but I feel like that's probably the part where, you know, that's where Spotify and SoundCloud, that's how they got their shit popping, was like the recommended and the playlists and stuff, right? But yeah, I don't know if it just needs to, like, we need to stop thinking that we can get this like one thing where we can get access to everything, because that means that we're always going to be, you know, not paying people as much who are on the bottom level of that, you know?
level. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because, I just want to be able to get smaller artists that have no plays. I want to give them a few more plays, you know what I mean? And if I'm making a playlist, I understand how playlists usually work. They're going to put their main artist, whoever the fuck they want, at the top, and then anybody else can be trickled up at the bottom. And realistically, no one's going to listen to the Toronto Uprising playlist if it's more than, like half an hour, like maybe an hour if you're driving or some shit. So that's why I'm trying to after this last playlist, I'm probably going to just start shortening it, just because the last two have been really long, and that's just because I've just been feeling nice. But
you've just been giving it to more people.
I've been offering it to more people because they've been sending in solid music. You know what I mean?
There's
so I'm
been
just
like an
why
all
not?
around, like very decent amount of good music.
Yeah, exactly.
That we're
so I've been
like,
feeling good.
Yeah, we're just like, we're not too. Yeah, we're not being too picky.
Yeah,
basically.
but when I look at it, it's like, for example, Claremont, the second, shouts out Claremont, his brother and his band, they just dropped their new album, the OBGMs. And I have their song on there, but it's such different music that I had nowhere else to place it,
but
and it feels exactly. Other than the bottom,
you put it at the bottom when you don't know where else to put it.
Yeah, exactly. But I know it should be.
Just ends and it's
I know it should be higher up, but at the same time, I can't put it up higher up because I can't have. They're like more of a punk band, if you will, more of a maybe a heavy metal-ish kind of too. But I can't put that beside Looney.
Yeah.
Or Run After You.
It's weird, and you know the first 10 songs are probably going to be listened to the most.
Exactly.
Unless people then start clicking on, which I do this all the time. You just click your favorite songs.
Yeah, you click on a few of your favorite songs.
Yeah.
Or you just skip around or some shit.
Skip around. That's usually what I do with a lot of playlists.
I just want to be able to get people a nice, even amount of streams. And I don't know how to do that on a platform like Spotify that's not going to pay them anyways.
Exactly.
Because I feel like, and that's what I'm saying, like I don't want to feel fake. Like I don't want it to be like, yeah, you're on this playlist, you're barely going to get any streams though. You're not going to get paid off of this shit, obviously.
Yeah.
And what was my last point? I can't even remember now. And people might even be able to touch your song. They might not even ever get to it.
So like, there'll come a point where they catch on eventually. And be like, this isn't really that.
It's not about. It's not exposure.
Like we want to help someone. We want it to help people. Like, ultimately, like, it's not a look for us. It is a little look for us, but it's not. Yeah,
like we have great interaction with a lot of new people now, which is nice. You know, we're talking to people every day in the DMs.
Yeah.
But I just want to be able to get you that exposure. I want to be able to actually, if you are on this playlist or whatever we end up creating even in the future, that you will get some love. You might see your numbers go up actually, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how else to do it. Because I just feel like a lot of this shit's already rigged.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like I feel like that should be the essence of a playlist, especially with this in this kind of realm. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't seem like why people make playlists for stream like Spotify and streaming services. Like they want their clout, like they want it to like use it as a leverage to grow their brand within
which
Spotify.
we know people who are doing that.
And like that, I mean, that's how like I'm sure all of these curators and the big people at Spotify when their playlist got there, and then that's also like anybody who's getting any momentum or gets any kind of thing, like they eventually have to turn it into like, oh, it's about us, it's about me as the brand, not the artist. But it's a playlist, it's just songs from other artists,
from other people, you know.
This is a bunch of already made content curated
that I'm just putting together. I just throw it on and call it a playlist.
Putting it together. It's like making a scrapbook.
And then most people were still getting clout off of putting fucking Drake at the top of their playlist.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
Which is like, what's the point?
That's hilarious.
Like the Six Buzz playlist to me is just garbage.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's not a oof. Like I don't give a fuck about
us.
I don't give a fuck about no Six Buzz. You know what I mean? Like they're not the culture.
Yeah.
Bro,
they're the reason why they're popular is because they post up funny videos.
Are you following them?
No, I don't follow them.
Do you follow them?
I mute them. So if somebody sends me
so
because
you
I
can
think
at least
they're private.
see it.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah, fair enough. Because Zach be sending us that shit all the time, and I'm like, bro, I can't see this. Like,
I don't follow them anymore.
Because they're private.
They're private. Yeah. So that's what, because people kept sending me that shit. I'm like, I don't want to just keep telling them like, oh, you don't want to see this shit.
I know. It's when you get when somebody sends you a meme on a meme page. Bro.
I just anytime somebody sends me one of those, I just follow and
Zach sends us like Zach sends us like Scarbuzz, and I'm like, dude, I don't follow this shit, bro.
Scarbuzz, I used to follow.
I don't follow Scarbuzz, bro.
Is that Scarborough?
Yeah, it's Scarbuzz. This is really ratchet, bro.
They're private too.
It's like it's good, but it's just like sometimes like you can tell that the people that are running these accounts are just fucking kids, bro.
They're just exploiting.
And they're just exploiting random behavior that's going on in the city, and it's like, and I'm watching some of these videos. I'm like, dude, that's not even Toronto. That's fucking like Kazakhstan. Like I don't even know.
Kazakhstan.
I don't know why you thought this was here,
bro. It's more at
no, it's just random shit. I'm like,
nice.
I'm like, we don't have, and I'm dissing, but we don't have this much dirt. In the city, bro. You know what I mean? I'm dissing heavy. My bad. Like that's definitely offensive. But it's facts. You know what I mean?
Borat's coming at you, bro.
Like we don't have that much dirt in the city simply,
it's just like
bro.
We're not in a desert.
I'm not in a desert. I'm not in this neighborhood, bro. Like this is not where we're living right now. That's not Malvern.
It's accurate. It's accurate.
And they're just posting up videos from wherever, and people think it's from the city, but it's not. It's not actual shit from here most of the time. And again, I could tell these guys are just fucking kids. They're fucking like 16-year-olds that are in high school that just have a popular account.
They seen Six Buzz and they're like, oh yeah,
and they're like, oh, let's try it. Because I see them. They fucking make fun of rappers. They make fun of people and shit like that. And I'm like, aren't you supposed to be for the community? This is Six Buzz or this is Scar Buzz, for example. This is supposed to be for the community. You're not supposed to be dissing the people.
It's like they kind of started as a troll page and it got attention, and then they're like, shit, let's troll harder now that we have more attention.
Like it's not that it's fine, but like
start Scar Buzz.
TMZ and shit like that exists because they make fun of the celebrities, like the big people. But exactly. Like when you're making fun of the culture, when you're making
fun of regular everyday citizens. Like the posts you just made on Six Buzz or Scar Buzz, bro, that can ruin someone's life. If they
have already ruined Debbie's life.
Well, I don't know what happened to Debbie. She's dead in jail.
I don't know what the fuck Debbie's doing anymore.
But Debbie, like,
her life was already in shambles.
But Debbie, the power went to her head, bro, and she lost.
She's mentally ill. Of course, it went to her head.
The power went to her head. Bro.
She's getting attention from random people on the street. She probably fucking thought she was famous.
But
she's mentally ill, famous, and people think that shit's funny. You know what I mean? Like, some of the shit is funny, but at the end of the day, like, it's like walking past somebody that's you can tell is mentally ill on the street, and they're just doing stupid, funny shit. I
used to think that these people were contracted by Six Buzz to do dumb shit, and then like you never know. You don't know the politics.
I get you though. I get you.
But if they're like, contact Debbie, okay, you're like our mascot for the month. you post or you make dumbass videos and we post it and that's content and we pay you under the table for it or something like that. I always thought shit like that could happen.
Nah, bro, she was living in a covenant house.
Debbie is actually like she was doing shit on her own and they were just taking the clips and putting it up.
Yeah, man, and that's like that's.
And they're doing that with Chromas for a bit and.
It's funny at first, but then once like I remember seeing Debbie downtown. I remember seeing her downtown too. I remember seeing her young in whatever
Young and Dundas.
Young and Dundas. Sorry,
she's there a lot.
Always.
She's there a lot, actually.
I remember seeing her there, and then these girls that are like in high school, they saw her. They're like, "Oh, Debbie, can we take like a picture, or video?" Da 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 da. She's like, "Yeah, sure." And all they were doing was making fun of her right there, and I'm standing right there to her face in the video. And she walked off because she's like, "Yo, fuck you guys." Da da da. She just walked off. And she's like yelling in the streets, you know, she's doing her shit.
Yeah.
She's doing exactly what they wanted her to do. She's mad in the streets. She's like, fuck you guys, she's saying the N-word, da 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 da. And they're recording this on video. And I'm like,
you know, she's like not all right in the head. And now she's probably more messed up. Really?
Yeah, she got like, the last video I saw, she was like in Manitoba or some shit. She got like, the cops like pulled up on her or some, I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Why is she over there?
Thank you. I don't know how these people get around.
How the hell did she get over there?
I don't know how.
Debbie, hop on a flight, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Manitoba was fucking deep, bro.
Debbie, get on a flight and go over there?
I don't fucking know, bro.
Debbie on a flight's funny.
See?
That's funny.
Yeah. We should be laughing at this. This is serious. How the fuck did she get there? I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't think she drives.
I don't think she drives.
I don't think she drives. She was hanging out with some really sketchy people too.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, which would be like she's not
dangerous people.
She's very heavily like manipulated.
She just needs help. That's all.
She can be manipulated easy.
Yeah.
Like, she was hanging out with some crazy, probably drug lords or some shit. I don't know what she was doing, but
that's what I'm saying, man. Like the platforms that we have are just not doing shit for us, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I want us to be the change. If not us, somebody. Fuck.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a part of that change, but that's what we're trying to do, obviously. But
Debbie
I don't know.
Debbie run the city for a minute.
No.
She even got a shout out from Drake, bro. Remember? Real quick.
Like, why don't I have a shout out from Drake?
Drake said her name. Like, that's enough to even be like, yo I'm somebody.
I'm somebody, but still homeless, living out of a common house.
Let me say, Drake shoutouts go to people's head, bro.
Yeah, for sure. It would go to my head.
They go to people's heads. Bro.
The fuck? I would not talk to you guys the same.
Like, there's a handful of people who got Drake shoutouts, and they turn different the next day.
I'd be completely different. I don't know where I'd get the money from, but I would have a chain next time you guys saw me. Like, I'd have an OVO chain. I'd have a nice owl on me, bro.
Remember when that guy thought you were...
Some dude thought I was from OVO, bro. Were you there? Were you guys there? You guys were there?
You just left.
I just left, yeah.
Oh,
you just got off the... It was on the...
He's like, yo, are you OVO?
Bro, are you OVO, bro?
Bro, I don't know if you sound like that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being an asshole. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just adding an accent because I'm fucked.
Because I have like this little owl chain.
Yeah, Ian has a fake OVO chain.
And we were like making fun of it too, like that. Yo, man signed the OVO.
Yeah.
You should have seen the look in this guy's face when he saw the owl. He was like,
OVO Ian, bro.
Shit.
Shit, you take the bus? You take the bus, bro? Yeah.
You're on a train, dude.
What the hell?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to do better for the city. That's it, man. That's it.
Talk about it. Talk about what we got to do.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We'll figure it out. If you guys have any suggestions, feel free. Let us know.
We're trying to create something where people can share music.
Get plays,
get attention.
And possibly make a little bit of money.
Without using the current platforms we have now.
Yeah.
Or at least not like we're going to create a platform, but like we're talking Spotify and Apple. Without using those two, let's just say.
I feel like there's got to be, like, there's always some. Was it DJ Drama who used to have those like mixtapes?
I was gonna say we might need another like a mixtape
series or like those like what are those guys named Stretch and Bobby though they had like the underground like those things they had like an underground radio show. Like those platforms those things aren't as relevant, but I feel like a mixtape is still that could be something.
It could be something, but I've seen mixtapes from here and they're fucking garbage too. We've been on a couple of those for like 750.
Yeah.
Wait, so you want to mix the songs into one track, or you want to?
No. You put them all in a mixtape.
Or you want to?
And you drop the mixtape.
You want to do what 6 Buzz did? in a way,
if you will.
In a way.
Yeah.
Well, Six Buzz funded it with beats and they brought artists together, which is a cool idea. I liked what Six Buzz was doing with that. But
so you want to market a mix and be like, whatever, Toronto Uprising mix, volume
like
1.
Yeah. I was even thinking, we could take this more live, instead of doing that. We do a mix. I don't know how to DJ fully though. Like I haven't done that shit. Remember, I did that camp back in the day, and that was the last time I DJ'd in my life. You know what I mean? But
hit up the virtual DJ.
Some shit like that. I don't know. I want to make this whole experience for people a lot more fun live. If we could, that'd be great and different. You know,
I would say live is one of the top ways of doing it.
But
we just don't have the
interactivity.
The
the more you can get people to connect, I feel like that's definitely the way. Like, it's not about trying to get viral and reach bare people. It's about targeting people who actually care and getting them as involved as they can as possible. I feel like that's how any of these things start. It's like getting a very supportive small fan base,
or whatever you want to call it.
Because I feel like that is what it is. Like this, especially this time, people don't care about upcoming Toronto music. They care about what's already popping in Toronto, and then they'll rep it. You know,
ultimately, yes.
Ultimately,
that's how.
But there needs to be that middle ground, which is fine. Is if that's what we do, is like provide the middle ground where we take people who are nothing and then alley them to the top, and then people can start caring about them later. That's fine. But there's always going to be that group of people. Like that's how we discovered music, right? Like finding the people before they
that's
blew,
what I'm saying. You know? Like I miss those
days. That's like my favorite feeling is finding somebody where you're like, I know they're gonna be popular.
I want to know how many of those types of people are out there. Like is there a lot of people like that?
Yes,
it just seems so natural to me. So I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like there is, but I don't know a lot. That's the thing. There is, but I feel like I only know like a handful of people that are actually like that. Like I loved like just being at my house, chilling, and being on MySpace all day.
We need to find these people and bring them here. Like,
Facts.
You know, that's basically it. So how do we find these people?
Yeah,
that's what we need to figure out. How do we find use?
I miss being on MySpace all fucking day, just clicking on artists that were connected to other artists that were connected to other artists just to see if I liked their music or not. And then I become a fan of their music. Or again on SoundCloud, it was that same shit. I was like, in these outlets, there are ways for people to take advantage. And I think all of them, we found those ways, YouTube, SoundCloud. But it's like, eventually there gets a point where you're not making the money off of it, you know? And it's just not sustainable either. Like you have to go out of your way to do it. Yeah.
You know?
I don't know, man. I remember finding Lil Uzi. Yeah. I remember finding early Playboy Cardi, and it's just amazing to see dudes like that grow in the industry. When you're like, oh, I like their music, and they actually become popular and they actually become famous. Yeah. And those two are like, they're icons, if you will, in their own sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, from their growth and all their music and everything. But they're just out there now, and it's crazy to see that, and it's also great to feel a part of that growth as well. You know what I mean?
That's the thing too. Yeah, I feel like you create more loyal and more like caring fans when you're with them from the beginning. You know?
Like Playboy Cardi hasn't dropped shit in eons. Ions.
Yeah. And he still has
and I fuck with him no matter what.
Pretty loyal fan base, you know?
Yeah, because people are like, whatever, fuck it. Like, it's Cardi. Like, he can take all the time in the world that he wants because you know it's going to be fire. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
All right, we'll take a break.
Let's take a break. Back. Quick little break there. So, since the last podcast, I've been experiencing some albums. And man, I love doing that sometimes, you know what I mean? It's like hearing it again for the first time.
Yeah.
So I listened to a lot of Frank Ocean. I listened to Channel Orange again. I listened to Blonde, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
I even listened to, what was the one? Endless? I believe that was that one. And it was just cool just taking in all that music again. And I love how Frank Ocean and certain artists are able to, like, when you listen to their music, it like cuts you off from the rest of the world. Like you can get lost in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to talk about just re-experiencing music with you guys today. And if you have done that recently And if not, when the last time might have been and how that was. Feel free. Anybody.
You want to start? So an album?
Album, music, track, whatever you want to do. I don't give a fuck.
What was yours? Frank Ocean?
Yeah, I was listening to a lot of Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean?
I listened to some Tool as well.
Shout out Tool.
Yeah, shouts out Tool. One of the greatest bands ever in the world. If you don't listen to Tool,
You're a tool.
Yeah, you're definitely a Tool. I don't know how to explain what Tool does to me or what they do to their listeners, but it's like taking DMT. Like, that's the only way I could really explain it. And that's the experience that I was having once I was listening to Tool again. It was just crazy, man. I was just closing my eyes and you're getting lost in the music and you're seeing things. And the way that Tool plays their instruments is so unlike any other band or group I've ever heard before. It's almost like intellectual. You know what I mean? It's like another level of playing. They don't play on the usual beats or the tempo that most people would. And they always sneak in crazy drums, crazy vocals, and just crazy vibes overall, with a great message, of course. But yeah, Tool. I was listening to Tool, Frank Ocean. I listened to some old Earl Sweatshirt shit.
Nice.
What else I listened to? I listened to something else. Oh yeah, and I love Max B, but I was listening to a lot of Max B. Ian knows I love Max B, so I always listen to Max B. But
it's interesting taste.
Yeah, I have my taste is all over the world.
Taste.
Yeah. It's because, again, I just love music and I've been so open to finding out about different types of music that, I've been able to build up this beautiful palette that I trust and a lot of other people trust. You know what I mean? So it's just wonderful. And just re-experiencing those albums is an adventure.
I've been on an old school wave recently. Like, I've actually, probably the last month, I haven't listened to too much hip hop. I've been more like listening to old school shit, oldies. The fucking viral video where that dude's riding a skateboard with drinking the cranberry juice. Yeah. So that has a Fleetwood Mac song in it, and I'm like, yo, Fleetwood Mac. I haven't listened to Fleetwood Mac in so long. So I started listening to Fleetwood Mac again, and those are just classics. Yeah, man. Fleetwood Mac. Like that song that was featured in that TikTok, but then just like all their classic work and shit. I've been listening to a lot of that stuff. I've been listening to Oasis, Wonderwall, like all their other songs. Like I wish they had more songs, but they're fucking sick. What else? Older stuff, like older Bon Jovi and stuff like that. Like I like that kind of stuff, and I don't listen to it enough. And those songs, when you put them on, if you like them, like they're just iconic. Like they just bring back, like, even though I didn't live
even though you didn't live
I'm
those
young,
songs, I get you.
I get it. They just like you just feel like, yo, like this song is timeless, even though I wasn't even born when it was made. Yeah. I don't know.
I spent my day yesterday listening to Linkin Park.
Okay.
Linkin Park. R.I.P. Chester, bro. R.I.P. Chester. R.I.P. Chester, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent a lot of my day yesterday listening back to Linkin Park, and I'm like, yo, these guys are so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. If you like, I don't understand anybody that didn't like. Was there people that didn't like Linkin Park? I
just didn't listen.
You didn't listen to them. That's fine. It's not really. That's like just outside of your time.
Yeah. And honestly, yo, like little fact about me, honestly didn't really listen to music at all until probably like mid high school. Like any kind of songs that are coming out before.
I would say that's pretty normal. Like I don't think people feel the need to develop.
I feel like in high school you kind of find out what you like.
Exactly.
I didn't really start listening to music until probably the 12th grade.
I think music and puberty, there's like a connection there. Like you need it as like that emotional kind of guidance.
You hear people like they were fans of artists when they were like in the 7th grade or whatever, sure, a lot of girls connect with music. I think women connect with music earlier.
Oh no, on a different level.
I've always noticed that like girls and younger women will connect with music maybe earlier than men.
Mature faster.
Maybe that's why. Yeah. Maybe that's why, because it's just like
I feel like music is
boy bands and shit when they're like 10.
To me, I think like I know that there was music that I enjoyed as a kid, but I think there's a difference between like me like listening to music when I was in elementary school and then me like needing music and searching for music in high school.
Exactly.
And that's where the difference
It's just
came,
different
you know?
interests, like a different topic, but there's just different interests when you're growing up. Like I was more of a video game type of person, video game and like movies. Yeah, video game and movies. And some people were more music and sports. Like I wasn't really music and sports, you know.
Yeah, no,
So
I get you.
that was just me. But
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, I mean, I started picking up on music a little later, and then now I've learned a bit more and everything, and now I'm definitely invested in it with this company and shit. But yeah, like I said, listen to those older music. You know, those are older songs. My dad used to play a lot when I was young.
Yeah, I like those moments.
And like those songs just come back to you randomly because you're just like, oh yeah, like my dad would listen to this on the radio all the time. It's like, bro, I know all the words still.
Yeah, and it's just they were playing that when you were a kid and you just get stuck in your head and you don't even know those songs.
Yeah, exactly.
Until you hear it again, you're like, oh fuck, like
yeah, I know these songs. Like yeah. So that was like
I was gonna say what I want to be listening to soon. I want to hop back into the Nirvana bag. I haven't listened to Nirvana in a while, like years upon years. I feel like Nirvana was like my high school thing, and it goes to Kevin's point about like growing up and needing music. I felt like it kind of really represented growing up in high school. Puberty, fucking trying to figure out the world.
Yeah,
you kind of experience the world in high school because that's the first time, me personally, where you get like real big exposure to so many different types of people that have had so many different types of things happen to them, and now we're all stuffed into this place and we kind of got to figure out all of our personalities. Nirvana really I don't know, like really symbolized all of that, like growth, teenage angst,
yeah
rebellion, but also kind of like trying to figure it out and trying to be yourself and also figure out who you were, because you man don't even know who you are fully.
Kind of like the thing with Nirvana is somebody who, like, it sounds like he's angry, but there's like, it's like, as a teenager, I think you relate to that because it's like, that you're coming across as angry all the time, but you're trying to just learn, and there's a beauty in the Nirvana's music, right? So it's like you're trying to make something of it, you're trying to figure it out, and I think that's where Nirvana's message came,
Yeah, I really love them. I haven't listened to Joy Division. I used to love Joy Division.
I always throw on digital every once in a while.
Yeah?
There's like certain songs I just like to throw on every once in a while.
Yeah. I miss listening to Joy Division. I remember when we watched that Joy Division movie, that was sick.
Yeah.
Anybody that doesn't know Joy Division, get on Joy Division. Joy Division is fucking amazing. And what's their band, New Order now? They're without Ian.
Yeah.
The guy's name is Ian. The singer.
Understood.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, his New Order. They're pretty good too. I never really got into them as much.
Yeah. I mean, I know they were very popular.
Yeah, they were very popular.
Especially in Britain and like Europe and UK and stuff. But yeah, like this, I feel like they kind of took advantage. They made a conscious decision once Ian died to kind of never, not sound like Joy Division it, but like, to make it their own brand, make their own entity, and
which
that's
I
what they did. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate.
And also
that.
they kind of took advantage of that 80s sound and started incorporating synths and stuff. And which is great. Like, when something like that happens, you don't want to like try and salvage what that was, because Ian was like the main songwriter and singer. You don't want to try and be like, yeah, we're going to be this same band. You want to create a new identity, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, man. I've just been having a good time revisiting stuff. I was listening to some old Kanye as well.
It's always good. Oh yeah, Kanye. Kanye would be another guy who,
if
I did listen to the old stuff, like that would be,
yeah.
I'd revisit Graduation and all that, like those early ones.
Do mans have a favorite Kanye track?
We might have said this before.
Did we? I can't remember.
Probably.
I feel like we might have.
We had a Kanye conversation before. Favorite track?
I feel like I have different, maybe different songs for different moods.
Different
like my victory song would be "Can't Tell Me Nothing."
That's like my top.
Yeah,
that's my favorite song.
Yeah, that would be like the song that if I watched him live, that's the one I want to jam out to.
I got Devil in a New Dress.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite beats for sure.
Yeah, one of my favorite beats. Rick Ross verse.
Probably
crazy.
one of the best Rick Ross verses
like ever.
Have you heard the story of that?
Not fully. I feel like I've heard a little bit about it, but I've heard more about the guitar solo.
Yeah, they were in like Hawaii, and it was like a completely different beat or something. Mm-hmm. And Rick Ross just kind of did, he does what he does. He just puts on a verse. And Kanye
said he didn't like it.
He said he didn't like it. Yeah,
okay.
And that was the first time that Rick Ross ever got like that back. Yeah. So he made sure the next time to like destroy it. And,
yeah, man.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. Do you feel like people should artists do that to their features?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Because I feel like you should.
Telling a man like Rick Ross, yo, this isn't hot.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Especially if it's for your album, like and an album like Dark Twisted Fantasy, where he's obviously it's his big story and everything. Like, you want the best quality shit, right?
Like, I don't know if this would happen, but can you imagine if someone just told Drake like, yo, this isn't that good, bro? Even though I'm pretty sure Drake's just coming with heat. So
I know Tory Lanez is canceled and everything, but he did that to Nicki Minaj for his one.
Tory Lanez?
Yeah, his last album, I believe it was, or the one before that. Nicki Minaj sent him a verse, and he's like, "It's cool, but like,
damn,
can we switch it up?" And she got pissed.
And Nicki is like, like if you want to say Nicki's more like iconic than him.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, she's on that Drake level.
You know, it's like Tyga telling Wayne like this verse sucks.
Yeah.
Like like something like that. Yeah. Like it's crazy.
That should definitely be normal. Like I feel like if you are creating your album and you have this standard that you want to meet and you're reaching out to people and they're not meeting that standard, it should be okay to tell them, yo, this kind of shit. Like, or you could do better.
Especially if they're getting paid flat fees for that. Like, and I mean, even if it was just like it's royalty based, like then you're just doing them a favor because it's like, yo, this track isn't going to be sick if you don't like do your best with this. The Foo Fighters, when they were recording Everlong, Dave Grohl isn't the drummer for that band, but he wasn't happy with the drum takes, so he just did it and didn't tell the man. But it's like, yo, sometimes you gotta do it. You gotta do what you gotta do for the
and
record,
the way I look at it is, he already came from a legendary band. You know what I mean? So
you can't
question. Yeah, the man was in Nirvana.
Yeah,
you can't question
his taste and his call is definitely not off. That, right?
Exactly. That's cool, man. Because there's definitely should be something that's more normalized. I feel like it isn't. They probably. I feel like a lot of people look down on it. But I feel like that's just like,
especially with that kind of feature culture. Like, I don't know much about it, but I imagine it's just like, hey, you want to be on this song? Send you the beat. Here's an MT16.
It's really quick.
Yeah, right. Send that shit, and then that shit just gets done.
Imagine the process of asking Travis Scott for a feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And then tell him to nah.
Yeah.
This man hits you back 15 minutes later with it. It's done. Where's my $500,000?
What's his fucking ad lib?
It's lit.
Yeah, it's lit. But what's the other one?
Straight up.
Straight up. What if a man was like, yo, Trav, that straight up was not.
No, you didn't hit it like you did in sicko mode.
Do you think he records
like,
straight up and like it's lit every time, or do you think they just have
the same form?
They should by now. You should have just a fucking little.
Because there's only so many ways. There's only so many ways you can kind of say that, especially the way it sounds the same on every fucking song. It always sounds the same.
Yeah, it sounds the same. It does. Like someone needs to do an ad lib compilation just to confirm they're exactly the same. I just need to know. Maybe there's one out there already.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm pretty sure it's the same 3 ad libs, and when Travis puts out the next album, I don't think that's gonna cut it, man.
We talked about this. We said Travis has to come with something hard.
Yeah, that's not gonna cut it.
This guy just keeps coming with McDonald's combos.
I'm not gonna hate on him. He's had a crazy year for business.
He's clowned hard with that McDonald's though.
He shouldn't be clowned at all because this is crazy business.
His burger was lame, bro.
Somebody that looks like him.
Quarter pounder with bacon, bro.
Bro,
come on.
I don't give a fuck what it is, bro. If I got to link up with McDonald's, you guys are getting a regular junior chicken. With some J's in it as lettuce.
He's had some great business. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but that's what it's about, man.
He's very in white corporate America now, but
and I never thought that would be Travis.
Yeah.
I always thought
he was gonna be the producer rapper kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly. I always thought he was gonna be this producer rapper.
You know, McDonald's has a room of people. Like, it'd be cute if like Travis Scott. Who's Travis Scott? Like half of them are like don't know who he is.
But I don't even see that conversation. Like I wonder how that went down.
Yeah.
Like how do you
I mean,
who approached who? Most likely McDonald's, but
everyone knows Travis Scott though, even if they don't listen to the music. So he's
1000%. But
he's around.
You have to think about how many
Kylie
of these
Jenner and everything. He's huge.
How many of these companies wouldn't hire a dude that looks like him?
That's true.
Yeah.
To be the face of their company.
They know that's what's cool,
McDonald's
though.
based on how he
Facts.
looks. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You couldn't get a job there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like you mean prior to his fame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't get a job there. You couldn't work with these companies.
That's the hypocrisy of it all. You know what I mean? Like they'll hire a guy who's famous with face tats because that's who's cool right now.
But I even think about it like there's a lot of rappers that don't get face tats for that specific reason. And they're not locking down no business like this. You know? He did what he did.
Listen,
he did
man,
fucking
Post
the
Malone
Kicks this year,
can get deals, and that dude is crazy looking.
but he's white.
Okay, I guess. Damn it.
That's the difference.
He still looks crazy though.
He looks completely scary.
Like, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not a dude.
Like if you just were just walking by an alley, you just looked up and you saw Post Malone, you'd freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm just smelling piss. Like
smelling piss and
Bud Light. Bud Light, man. It smells like Bud Light and piss.
Disgusting.
He gets a lot of bitches though.
But yeah, man, it's sick. He did have the shoes drop this year, right? I think.
yeah.
Travis, yeah.
And he did that Fortnite concert.
Well, there was one other one.
What else?
I don't know. You talked about it. Or
I did?
Some other concert live thing that he did. Right?
It's not about McDonald's.
Yeah.
McDonald's was
It was the
one thing.
Fortnite one, wasn't it?
I feel like there was another concert.
He wasn't the
but-
first one to do
yeah,
the
I
fast
don't
food
remember.
thing. The Migos did one with Popeyes
Yeah.
earlier. You know that? You remember that?
But we're
I don't
talking.
know. Yeah, I don't.
But
yeah.
We're
just to
not-
say, it's not
I
like the
get you.
original thing. Just to
But
let you
we've
know.
never seen something like that from McDonald's.
Yeah.
From McDonald's, probably not.
You know what I mean?
I don't
And now
think so.
Bad Bunny has one, I think, or was it, J Balvin?
McDonald's
One of them.
has tried to
They have
inject.
stuff now?
One of the one of those guys. I think it's J Balvin.
Just quick, McDonald's has done pop culture stuff. Like they did like the Rick and Morty stuff, and they did a little bit. Rick and Morty's definitely not. What the fuck does Rick and Morty have to do with McDonald's besides that one joke?
It's just one.
That's
sauce.
why.
Well, that's why,
That's
yeah.
literally the
Yeah.
only reason why.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're down with it.
Yeah.
Even though
I
like,
never
the
thought about
creators
I
are-
never connected the Popeyes Migos. I feel like that shit's more common. Maybe I mean
are
they
they
got
just
some
hitting on-
backlash for that, but I
it's
feel like
kind of
in the States-
stereotypical though.
in the
you know?
States, I
Like-
feel like that's more common. Like whatever artists will team up with restaurants,
Well,
but I
they're
feel
from
like
the
this
South.
McDonald's campaign was like
Big.
huge. Yeah,
I thought for the Migos thing, I thought because they're from the South or from Atlanta, like Louisiana chicken.
Yeah.
I thought that kind of went hand in
Yeah,
hand.
yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
The whole like them being black thing and chicken, like that's
It's a
that's
coincidence.
like I don't know if that's
It's a coinky dink.
that might be a coincidence.
I mean,
like,
do they not like Popeyes? Do we not like?
I mean,
it's,
but
you know,
I like Popeyes.
Yeah.
But just to say, Popeyes has been doing that thing for years. Everyone in their commercials are black.
Yeah.
They always have that black.
Yeah, but
lady.
it's all owned by white folks.
Yeah, but if you notice, their commercials are always black people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We all know it's racist, but the chicken's good. Like, what are we gonna do, man? We're going there anyways.
Yeah, it's,
You know what I mean?
it's-
Like-
they've always done that. They've always had black people market their food.
Yeah. Travis has had a wild year, just business wise. It's great. So I hope this somehow translates into some new flow.
This man did
some
that
new ad-libs.
that Tenet song and it was trash, bro.
I didn't even hear that shit.
Yeah, did you hear that? It was for the trailer.
It's
Garbage, yeah.
definitely. I don't need
The
to listen
Tenet,
to that.
it was in the movie?
It might have been. I don't know. I,
guess
think
it
it's part of the
should've-
soundtrack or
I
some
don't know,
shit.
man.
Probably in
Like,
the
I had such
credits.
a bad experience with Tenet, man. I don't want to get into it. Like,
But it's like
fuck me. Like,
that's because of COVID and
I basically didn't even
not
watch it.
knowing and
I was just like, I gave up halfway. I'm like, I'm just looking at the image.
yeah,
man.
you can't
like,
pull up to Tenet late.
like
Yeah.
like 30 minutes in, bro.
yeah, that's
I
not
was
cool.
gone, bro. I tried to get a
Imagine getting to Inception late.
it's worse.
And you're seeing the fucking world better. You're like, that's the first thing you see.
like,
It's
you know,
like,
how did they get here, bro? Like, but Tenet was worse, bro.
Yeah, I feel like Inception.
Tenet
At
was
least
worse.
you know with the
They
plot,
explain,
the plot
bro.
summary you can get.
Yeah,
like
they
you can
explain,
tell a
bro.
man like, yo, you're in your dreams. You're like, all right, cool. But
Yeah.
like Tenet, I don't think you can just easily explain like what the movie's about.
you need to be there before it starts.
Yeah.
Tenet was just so good.
I still haven't
It looks
seen
like
it.
a great movie, but I can't confirm that.
It'd be like Memento. It'd be like watching Memento halfway.
Yeah,
through.
yeah, that's even a better
Yeah.
example. And you're just like,
yeah. That shit would be fucked.
Anyways, where were we? We jumped on a lot of topics. Last 5 minutes.
this is Lost in Talks, bro.
Facts.
It's soft, yo. I don't have any more topics right now, so you guys can go ahead and freestyle something.
Jeez.
Run it off the dome, yo. I don't give a fuck.
You guys want to just talk about your feelings going into this this trip here?
Yeah, sure. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, and
I mean, it kind of sucks because not sucks, but like if this was not pandemic times, this would be This would be like just pure excitement.
Yeah, it'd be pure excitement.
There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
you know? And this is like,
I feel like the only reason why, no, I shouldn't even say the only reason, because no matter what, we're gonna run into problems. Like, it's us. You know what I mean? But I feel like a lot of our problems and the things that were holding us back, and for the people that are listening, we didn't confirm our flight for this trip that we've been talking about until like yesterday, day and a half ago. So, and
there's a bunch of shit that happened.
It was all this crazy shit that happened in between.
And then like months leading up
and like
to
a
it.
flight, and a flight should be like one of the first things.
Yeah.
Right. Or it's something
we
you shouldn't even be worried about.
We didn't get to focus on any of the video ideas, the story, or anything like that, and equipment and blah 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 until yesterday.
We just threw a equipment list together.
I whipped up a quick
essential shit
treatment
that we need.
Yeah,
You know, a couple lights and mat box, whatever, tripod shit.
Because
done.
up until yesterday, it felt like at any point this could just
Yeah.
not
Not
happen.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
We
we're
were
like-
ready. We were literally
Yeah.
ready to hit them up and be like, "Yeah, this is not happening."
Yeah, like if they hadn't got those tickets for another 12 hours or so, this would have been a wrap.
Yeah.
You know what
definitely.
I mean? Or we would have had to been like, bro, postpone it. But I don't know if that's possible given I don't know how much money they've spent already.
Yeah.
So
And I would have felt
yeah.
bad. I would have felt like a dick.
I
but-
would have felt bad too. Like they're cool dudes and stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to work with them. And I'd hate it to go that way, and I really liked, but business is business at the same time, and like it's just like if it got canceled, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it gets canceled.
Like, but again, and it wouldn't even be their fault really, because it's
Yeah.
the airlines fucking everyone over.
yeah, because
basically.
again, they booked the tickets technically
they did
a month ago.
Dude, they've done everything right.
Yeah, they've
Up
done.
to, I have
and-
no complaints really.
Yeah, and their clients, so their communication obviously wasn't the best all the time, but when they got back to us, they would hit us back with as much information as possible, and they would reach out whenever they could. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
they're definitely
yeah.
far from
the worst.
bad communicators.
Yeah, no,
that we've
they
dealt with in
they
the
did
past.
what they had to do.
Far from it, they're very good.
Slow replies, but that's fine. You always get slow replies.
Yeah.
but
People got day jobs.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what their schedule's like.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, whatever. And just with the whole COVID situation, that's what kind of fucked up our flights. It's because not enough people are getting on the plane, so they're canceling our flights or moving
Makes
our
sense.
seats
Yeah.
around or changing around the schedule. And
Makes sense.
it was all of this crazy shit.
Basically, I guess we got transferred simply because there's probably just not enough people flying there. Maybe more people are flying to Chicago from here, and then
Maybe,
more
yeah.
people fly from Chicago. I don't know.
Yeah,
Some shit like that. But
yeah. But we're going into this.
hopefully we get on and there's like 5 people.
going
We
into
can
this
just chill.
optimistic.
You know, less people on the flight means less chance for contracting shit.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
So that's good.
Yeah, we're going into this optimistic. I'm directing the videos, so I have a few ideas. I have some images, some references that I've already sent them.
Yeah.
But definitely when we get there tomorrow, I'm just gonna sit down and talk to them about everything that they want to do, so that we can come to a full understanding, because we haven't had that opportunity
Yeah, it's tough, man.
between figuring out flights and all this COVID
It's
shit.
tough when there's and to people listening, like this is one of our first time. This is probably our first time shooting abroad like this.
Yeah.
We've shot in like cities far
Yeah.
from Toronto, but they're still in Canada. Shooting outside the country is a different story.
Getting paid to
Getting paid.
Yeah, and getting paid.
First of all, accomplishment. That's great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. But it's tough because you're not familiar with the place. You're not
Yeah, we don't know.
familiar with locations. You're not familiar with the way it looks and how it works out there and stuff like that. So it's so blind. Like unless you have a budget to go out there and scout prior, right? Or spend more time there, like spend 2 weeks up to the shoot there,
Yeah, exactly.
figuring shit out there. We're going there blind. Like we don't know what the fuck we.
I feel
have
like no matter what,
Yeah.
like even if you had like a a great budget and none of this restrictions, it's still
Yeah.
it's still an experience that you haven't experienced yet. Like
Yeah,
going to a foreign country, new country, and not being able to location scout properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's gonna be just a lot of
dealing
run and
with
gun
that.
shit.
Just
just
like
pulling up.
fucking putting your equipment in, like, and
In the
taking
air-
it on,
yeah.
flying with equipment and shit.
Yeah.
Like
we had to hit up the boy Fatty and Shutter and ask them, yo, like,
yeah.
how are you guys getting gear? across the border without too many questions. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
And they kind of let us know, this is the bag. This is what you got to do.
Yeah.
I can't expose all the secrets, but everybody's a YouTuber or a vlogger.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
like they actually did help me.
Yeah, they helped
relieve
us
a
a
bit of
little bit.
anxiety
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that
Because we were kind of stressed because like, yo, we just got the C200.
Yeah.
How are we gonna get this shit across? And they're like, yeah, no, it should be fine. Like, you guys are good. Just tell them what you do, and just tell them that you just like shooting stuff and you have your camera. You're gonna just record some
they
videos,
can't.
and that's it.
they can't really go if that's what you tell them. There's nothing else to say really.
Yeah, and we're gonna delete all the shit on our phones that has anything to have to do with anything else. So
Hopefully this pod doesn't come out.
they just run the pod in front of us.
We'll be
It
done.
won't be out.
Well, we'll be done.
Yeah. We'll be out of there.
We'll be back and done when this comes out, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we are doing little things off the books here. But yeah, it's just interesting to go there and not really know what it's like there, and you're kind of going blind. But we'll see what happens. They seem to have a great schedule going on.
They did the whole schedule and everything for us.
Yeah.
And obviously they don't, they've never really produced something this size, but
Yeah, in terms of like time and how long things take,
yeah.
maybe there's a lack of understanding on that, but we'll try our best.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out either way. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going into this thinking it's gonna be structured.
Yeah.
I'm going into this knowing that there's gonna be a lot of confusion, and I'm just gonna have to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
And my main thing is they've sent me breakdowns of the videos. So anything that's on those breakdowns, I'm gonna just try and figure out what the actual shots are gonna be if they haven't written them down. And just use my brain, my brains.
Just wing it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wing it.
And what's great is it's completely out of our control because we're not even able to drive.
Yeah,
We're getting driven everywhere.
Yeah.
We're just kind of there.
We're just there
with a camera.
We're just the shooters, so we're just there, and we're gonna be just shooting videos. We're also like documenting it, so we're doing some BTS as well, and we're helping them out like with, if you will, kind of shooting a podcast, kind of. So
Something like that. Yeah.
we're doing a lot of shit, and I don't know how it's all gonna fit into the next few days, but we're gonna do it.
It'll be a learning experience no matter what.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, it's gonna be stressful at times, but I'm gonna have fun with it. Like we're out in the States. I'm not here.
Yeah.
It's the first time being able to travel in however long. We are some of the
You got to travel this year. Like
we got to, a lot of people didn't get to travel this year.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't even make it to the end of this year, man.
Yeah.
They've died. R.I.P.
That's sad. Fuck.
Yeah, man. But we're traveling, so we're definitely just gonna roll with the punches and see what happens in the next pod when we're back. We'll let you guys know when we do the Zoom pod.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to self-isolate for 14 days roughly after we come back, and that'll probably cause at least one pod to be a Zoom, maybe two. Right?
Yeah, 1 or 2 pods.
We might take a break. Sorry.
Or we might take a break. We deserve a break. Like, we've been going hard with the pod for over a year now, officially over a year now. So, we can take a break, yo. If you guys don't mind, fuck. If anybody's listening to these things,
We got people listening.
I know. I always
You
just
guys
say
out
that.
there, we appreciate you for listening. We're probably gonna wrap it up now.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, we're getting to the end of this, but we'll be back. When you listen to this, we'll already be back from America, hopefully, if we don't get stranded.
Yeah,
Or
unless there's
we
a
get-
fucking
Or we
war
get
out
trapped-
there.
or
You'll see us.
I
You'll
get
see me on
trapped in a
TV.
DC riot or something. We'll let you know. You can follow us on Instagram to see if any of that shit happens while we're there. But any last words?
I just hope we make it back.
Yeah, and Toronto Uprising.
True
new
that.
playlist.
I mean, if something does go down, you're gonna have the crispest quality footage
man.
of the riots and the war. So
We're gonna find Trump.
We're
right?
just gonna blend in and
you'd probably be like the first.
Bro, we pull up with
war,
that.
like how everyone, there's always like that first picture of
Bro,
wars and stuff.
we're gonna pull up with that. We're just gonna say we're from Vice or something. We're just here shooting this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta interview Trump. That'd be crazy.
Shit, bro. Yo, did you hear how like there was a small chance of Trump coming on Joe Rogan?
Oh, really? Yeah.
There was like a small chance. Like apparently Trump was like hinting at he knows about that podcast, and like Joe Rogan was like, there's like I feel like I probably could have got Trump on this thing if he wasn't so busy. And
I
was
feel like
I was
Trump loses,
shit.
you can definitely get him on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Expose everything. The aliens, the
aliens,
the
yeah.
AIDS,
Where's the button?
Yeah.
Where's the button that could end it all? Like,
yeah.
like I want to know where it's at. That's crazy. They gave the man the button.
I think Joe Rogan's quickly on him. He's just like, I don't think he'd corner him with tough questions though. I think
I'm sure he would just let him talk a lot.
He's always
almost
laid
like
back. He's always laid back like that.
Yeah. Anyways, yo.
Enough of that, but yeah.
Thanks for listening to the pod today. Episode 58 of the Lost and Talks podcast, most lit pod in America. Ooh.
We got American listeners. We do.
Yeah. So now
we do.
We're lit over there now. So get on it, yo. And I hope all of our American listeners voted. And if you did not, then please stop listening to the podcast because you are not helping.
Hey man, about 70% of our people watch our YouTube videos are American.
Facts.
Yeah.
So you better be fucking voting. I hope you did. The only reason why you shouldn't is if you have COVID, you're sick,
or you can't,
because you're not of legal age.
Yeah.
So
or not a citizen.
Or not a citizen. Correct. Correct.
Which is fine though.
That's totally fine. We fuck with you guys too, the immigrants. Mm-hmm. Listen to Tool if you haven't listened to Tool. Check out the Toronto Uprising playlist. And yeah, I think that's it. Catch you guys in the next pod. Later.